So what's happened? You got fat again. You've fallen off the wagon again. You lost your mojo again. You're right back to where you started again, and maybe you got a few extra pounds with you. I want to talk about how to stop the restarting train, how to stay focused, and what happens when you get fat again. Let's jump into this. Hey friends, welcome back. My name is Danielle. This is Daniela Diaries, and here we are inspiring you, me, everyone to be the very best version of ourselves. Whatever version that may mean. Each version is going to be different. Each person's best version of themselves is going to vary person to person. That's the beauty of it. But here we are inspiring, we're motivating, we are trying to be that support system that we all need to live the very best life. So if you're looking for a great group of people that are supportive and motivating and inspiring and just real friends, you found the best place, the safest place in this corner of the internet. So I would hope you would stick around, you subscribe, because we do a lot of fun things around here. We real friends, and if you've been here for a minute, you already know we real friends. So there's no BSing, there's no sugarcoating. It is just real life and how to get out of the funk, how to get out of the yo-yoing, all those things. So I want to talk about it because I've been getting numerous messages, and I feel like I'm going to say this. I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to say this. Summer is the worst with setting people back on their fitness goals. I feel like a lot of people really just fall off in the summer, and I think people would think it was opposite because we tend to be more busy during the summer. We're outdoors, we're doing all these things, but I find summer to be the worst time for people when they're, trying to be more mindful of their food, what they're consuming, making sure they're making time for working out, all these things. Just honestly, just being very productive in their own life. I find that summer can be very distracting. Do you agree? Let me know down below. From my own perspective, I always felt summer to be the hardest because there's the barbecues, there's the parties, we're seeing people more, we're out doing the things, especially if you live somewhere like I do, where we're cold for a really long time. So we just like go all out in the summer. This summer was probably the first time in my life that wasn't me, that I found that I was very much productive. I stayed on track, and I really was hitting all the goals and milestones that I wanted, not only for my, for my physical fitness, but mental, spiritual, physical, all the important things. And I felt like I was hitting all those. And what I did differently this summer and what I'm going to continue to do differently for the rest of the year, for the rest of my life, really is what I'm going to share with you guys. I've gotten numerous amounts of messages on Instagram. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, come on over. I'm also on I'm on the Ticker Talker. I'm Ticker Talking. And my name is still Daniela_Diaries. And come on over. All my socials are linked in the description box. I try to put as much stuff in my description box. Any type of, what do you call that? Like discount codes or anything like that I might have, or affiliate links are all down there. So always check that little space. But, yeah, so I've been getting tons of messages, and they're like, Danielle, I see you in the gym, girl. I just fell off. And I hear you, because everybody does it. Summer is just, I feel like, the most destructive time. Kids are home from school. I mean, there's tons of reasons why you fell off. And the thing is I don't think you should feel bad about it. I mean, if you guys have been here with me for a while, you already know. You see me at my highs, and you see me at my lows, and you see me doing these. And that, I feel like, is the truest representation of life and really figuring out who you are. And I feel like that we have so much pressure to figure out who we are and what we want to be, that if you say that in your 30s, that they're like, what is wrong with you? Are you having a midlife crisis? And no, I feel like right now in my 30s, I'm coming into my grown folk season, my grown womanish, and I'm really figuring out how to live for myself, not live for my children, not live for my husband, not be a newlywed, not be a new mom, not, to figure out who I am and doing it purposefully. And it's really a hard journey, and I feel like not a lot of people support I don't feel like a lot of people supported me in it other than my husband. I mean, he was just kind of like, yeah, I get it, you know, for sure, go for it, you know, I hear you. You know, if you're like me, I had kids young. I was a mom at 19. So my 20s, I was just, you know, working, going to school, raising kids. I got married, I bought a house. I mean, I did every big milestone in my 20s, and I was trying to find who I was, but I didn't know who I was because I was a new wife, a new mom, I had just finished college. I was a new college graduate, new in the work field. It's hard. Navigating life is hard, especially I feel like especially as a woman, we kind of lose our identity in these newfound, you know, identities in life, right? I went from being like Danielle to Rhea's mom, to Leo's girlfriend, to Leo's wife, to Sophia's mom, and then I graduated college, and I was a new college graduate, I was a new employee, and then I was like, oh dang, I need a house, I'm a new homeowner. Oh, you know what, let's have another kid. Oh, now I'm the third mom, and I'm a preemie mom on top of it. It was just madness, right? And then you come into your 30s, and you're just trying to figure out how to get you back. And it's taken me a while, and I feel like a lot of people don't talk about it. If you guys want to talk, like have a whole video on that, I would love to dissect that and get into it and really just blow those doors open. But for the sake of this video, I want to talk about you getting fat again. I got fat again. You guys remember? It was COVID. I got fat again. It happened. I tried to do everything that I thought I should do, and it just didn't work. And that's what I want to talk about. I see a lot of people, and this is not a bashing. I feel like I always have to give this, like, you know, warning. I'm not bashing anything. I'm not bashing keto. I'm not bashing Weight Watchers. I don't care what you do or how you eat, honey. If you're happy, if you're content, if you're, you know, feeling you're living your life to your fullest potential, I support it. I think it's great. But I see a lot of people, and the reason why I'm going to mention keto is because I was known for keto. I kind of made my little internet, you know, name to fame. I'm not saying I'm famous or anything, good girl, no. But you know what I mean? Like, I was kind of known, like my little niche was keto, right? So a lot of people, you know, will assimilate me with keto. That's why. Okay, now we're going on. So a lot of people say, girl, I fell off, like I just been eating all crazy, or, you know, I've been trying keto, keto's not working for me anymore, I keep gaining weight, oh my God, what am I supposed to do? I hear you. I was actually talking to my friend Alita. If you hear me, girl, I'm sorry. I know you're going through it, and I'm praying for you. And I just want to let you guys know that it's normal. Everything happens. Am I going to gain weight again? I don't know. Probably. I hope not. I'm going to try like hell not to. But sometimes life throws curveballs, and we have to figure those curveballs out. But if I could give you guys any advice on how to avoid getting fat again, this is my tips. First things first is to stop restricting yourself and doing fast diets, fast gimmicks, fast fasts, severe restrictions, all that stuff. Okay, now this isn't about intermittent fasting, because I know some of y'all love yourself some intermittent fasting, and I love that for you. Intermittent fasting did not work for me. And I could say this, and I'm saying this with my whole chest, because I actually had my doctor, my primary care physician, told me to stop intermittent fasting because my hormones were all over the place. Okay, so, and I love that you guys keep recommending that to me, and I think you guys get mad that I won't do it. But I physically, I mean, I fast unintentionally, you know, right? You fast while you're sleeping and stuff, breakfast, you know, but I'm not doing 18, 20 hour fast. I just can't, literally, my body is very angry when I do that. And I'm getting a little older, and I can't be playing with these hormones, okay? So if you find that you see, that's the best and worst thing about the internet, right? Is you see that there's people who are having monumental success on certain things, and then you try to implement it with you in your life, and it doesn't work, and that's okay. It may not be for you. And if you find that it's hard, if you find that you are miserable, if you find that, you know, being keto is just ruining you, and you cannot wait for, you know, on Saturday you're gonna have a piece of bread, this is not going to work for you. It is not going to work for you. It's not going to be beneficial because here's the thing. It's not attainable and relatable to your life. And I feel like I cannot stress this enough. And I feel like each video I keep repeating the same thing. And it's okay to say that it doesn't work for you. There's nothing wrong with saying it doesn't work for you. Keto worked for me until it didn't. I found great success with it until I didn't. And that's okay. It worked. And I feel like a lot of people have that same thing. It works until it doesn't. And then it just becomes like kind of a weight gainer, like a slowly creeping up. And that happens, right? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say this, okay? Because I know there's a lot of things and I'm not very educated in a lot of these things, but I'm just going to kind of toss out some stuff. I've seen some people, mostly in my DMs, trying to like get me to join programs, right? Where it's like exogenous ketones. I'm going to say this, and I know some of y'all be selling them, and I know you, I love you guys for it, but you're not, like, it's not real. It's just like not. I'm sorry. It's just not. It's not real. Your body will naturally produce the ketones when you're in ketosis. Okay, like drinking the little drinks, honey. Save yourself the like $3.75 a packet and just go ahead and just say no. Or like I know there's this. It's like a prepared meal service. Optavia, maybe something along those lines. Very expensive. I've seen people on my Facebook, like from my, like that I went to grammar school with, they're doing it and they are seeing great success with it. And I know that's so exciting for a lot of people. I know it's a really hefty penny and I'm so excited that you guys are seeing that. But if you're going to attempt to do something such as, you know, Jenny Craig, which is basically the same, you know, they give you the meals and then you just heat them up and you go and you eat these 3 meals, blah, blah, blah. How are you going to apply that in real life? You know what I mean? Do you know the portions? I get the same, and don't get me wrong, the same shit I'm giving you guys, I get it in return. They'll say, oh, well, you have a coach and she's making your meal plans. How are you going to go ahead and if you don't have her anymore, how are you going to do that? Because I still know what I could eat. I still know that I could have a lean protein X amount of times a day, and this is around my serving size. I'm going to have a veggie a couple times a day. This is my serving size. So there is, I can apply it on my own. With those pre-made meals, that's where it kind of comes in, like when can you start? Like Nutrisystem. I remember a girlfriend who had a baby and when we were in school, she did it. And then she lost some weight, but then right when the program ended, she gained it all back. So these are why you get fat again, right? This is, let's be honest, we're going to say it is what it is. You're getting fat again because you're not learning. And that's what it took for me. I had to learn where my issues were. A majority of my issues with food came from up here. I know, I talk about it all the time. You would think that I'm getting paid by my therapist, but honey, I'm paying her. But therapy really does help. You would be surprised, generally surprised at how many of us have emotional eating disorders and disordered eating from just surviving the 90s. It's insane because 90s diet culture, I am going to go out on the limb and say it was the most toxic time to be a, you know, preteen teenager with a weight problem, because there was, you know, I remember being, you know, 13, 14 years old and my mom buying me diet pills because they were selling them at the mall and everybody had great experiences. And my mom's like, hey, you know, and my mom's a great mom. It's just she didn't know any better. And all this stuff was pushed, you know, where I remember I was on it, my mom had me on a cabbage soup diet because she read on Woman's Daily that you should be on a cabbage soup diet. Like there is so much of that really messed with my head that I had to figure out like what happened. You know what I mean? So I know therapy still has this like little, you know, weird thing with some people where like, I'm not crazy. Like my mom gets real mad when I suggest therapy to her. Like she's fixing to fight me. You know, I'm not going to tell a stranger my problems. Don't be talking about me. Keep family business to myself, you know, old school. But it really, just to have somebody who doesn't know you, that you can just be like, hey, my husband's a real, you know what, and you don't have to worry about bashing him, because sometimes you just got to bash him without having, but he's really a good guy, but he's just pissing you off right now, without having somebody who's like close to you that will kind of hold what you're saying over your head. You know what I mean? It's really great to have a unbiased party just to vent to. So highly recommend. And another thing is that we're in this society now where everything is fast fashion, fast cars, fast money, you know, fast living, and we want fast results. It's not going to happen. I'm sorry. You're not going to lose. Like, I truly hate, like, hey, I get these messages all the time, and they're the most awful, toxic message. And when I read them, I truly feel sad because you're setting yourself up for failure, and I could hear the desperation in your voice. It'll go something along the lines, hey girl, I have a wedding to go to next month and I need to lose 15 pounds. How can I lose 15 pounds in 3 weeks? You're not going to be able to. I mean, you might if you just do some extreme fasting, extreme dieting, extreme restrictions, and be severely unhappy, destroy your mental health. You're really going to put your physical health to the limits, and you might be able to do it, but after that wedding, you're probably, those 15 pounds that you want to lose are probably going to look something more like 22, 23 pounds that you're going to have to lose because you're going to purge. Or I'm sorry, you're going to binge, not purge, binge, and then, you know, gain a little bit. So you really need to step away from, by Christmas, I'm going to be at my goal weight. No, I'm going to be honest with you. I still struggle with that. You know, I weigh in every Saturday. I have a coach. I hired a coach, and every Saturday we weigh in. And not this last week, but the week before that, I was up 1.4 pounds, and I was distraught. I was like, I don't understand why I'm up this weight. I didn't know in order to be at 1.4 pounds, I would have had to eat 17,000 calories that week. I know I didn't do that. But I knew that there was, which was good. I'm getting to the point where I know that it wasn't an actual weight gain, but it's still, that number still was like, what the hell, right? So I had to think about it. What am I doing differently? What am I eating differently? I changed my coffee creamer. So I was like, okay, that could be the culprit. And I was eating sugar-free fudgesicle bars. So those were the two new things that I was like, what the hell? This has to be it. And my cycles to start any day now. So I'm like, okay, maybe I'm getting ready for my cycle. I don't know. So what did I do last week? I went back to my original coffee creamer and I cut out the sugar-free fudgesicle bars, and I was down this last week, I think like a 0.8. So I was like, all right, almost like a whole pound. So I was cool with it. We're trending back down. I'm also got some inflammation on my knee. So you have to be able to kind of take your feelings out of it and be like, all right, maybe this little bit of an influx of the weight gain is from something else. Not because I overate, but maybe there's some kind of inflammatory response my body has towards something I'm putting into it. For myself, it was the Planet oat milk creamer and the sugar-free fudgesicle bars. Aside from the inflammation in my joints from my knee, I had to go, I'm getting my gel injections back in my knee in a couple weeks. So there's all these little things, and I had to realistically take a second and be like, it's not me. It's not, I don't have to add more cardio. I don't have to skip a meal. This is something else. What else am I doing? You know, you have to listen to your body. You have to listen to be sympathetic to yourself and understand that this isn't, you know, what else is going on? I'm feeding myself correctly. You have to eat good and well. Okay, you don't have to eat until you're stuffed, but you have to eat well enough to where you're comfortable. Okay, and diet is everything about this weight loss journey. You know, you have to, and I keep saying this because I feel like it's so important, and you guys aren't hearing me. You have to find a diet that is attainable and relatable to yourself, okay? Now, another thing I want to talk about is I do have a cheat meal once a week. And I love it. I love my cheat meal. I look forward to my cheat meal sometimes because I like, not so much that I'm like, oh girl, I'm gonna eat. No, because I'm really finding myself as a baker right now, and I find these new recipes I want to try, and you guys don't see them. I put the shorts out on Saturday, but my kids help me bake. And they'll help me record, and it's like something we've been doing together, okay? So I'll find a recipe, like a sweet treat I want to bake, and then I'll find a meal that I want to cook, or if we have the time, or, you know, we want to go out to dinner somewhere, we'll make the plans accordingly. So this last weekend I had put up a recipe, and one of my good friends on here, she was like, hey, I just want to know, she wasn't being mean, she was like, hey, are you eating these? Yes, I ate that banana pudding. Yeah, it was delicious. The best. If you guys want that recipe, you guys need to remake that. It's so good. But yes, I ate the banana pudding. I didn't eat the whole container. I had myself a little ramekin of it, and that was it. And I know that some people are probably like, girl, I would eat the whole thing. And I hear you. But if I was where I was this time last year, I would have ate the whole thing as well. But again, therapy, kind of recognizing my triggers, understanding that food is not the enemy, that there's always going to be more food, you know, and it's not, no one's going to take my plate. I don't have to like overindulge it. It's really behavior therapy when it comes to food and your issues like that. Okay. So I feel like I'm in a really good place. You know, I sent some to my mother-in-law, my sister-in-law, my brother-in-law. Everybody got some. Everybody loved it. I made homemade lasagna. I had myself a portion of it. I was comfortable. I wasn't overdone, and I was fine. And it's taken me a long time to be able to do that. I wish I would have fixed my issues a long time ago, because I think I would have enjoyed life a lot more. But nonetheless, I've done it, and I wasn't, you know, it's better late than never. So I feel like when people say I've gotten fat again, what are you doing to fix it? Are you going to start another diet that's not attainable, not relatable, that is going to make you miserable? Are you going to do like an hour extra cardio? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing to give yourself a better quality of life? Because, and this is because we're real friends here, I can say this. I can't do anything for you. I can give you the tips and tricks. I can try to inspire and motivate you to be the best version of yourself. But at the end of the day, if you're going to turn off this video, or if you're watching this video and you're eating a Snickers and, you know, rolling your eyes at me or whatever it is, or listening to me and then, you know, going on, then you have to fix what's broken. What is broken? Is it your food? Is your relationship with food broken? Is it your relationship with yourself? Do you have some unresolved issues? Work on those. And I know a lot of people will say, oh, I don't have the money. I'm trying to find a company to work with me, guys, so I can try to offer you guys some assistance with therapy, because I hear you. I know that life's, you know, money's tight in a lot of people, but there, you know, there's places where they have scholarships if you cannot afford it. You know, there's help out there, but you have to look for it. You're able, if you're, you know, looking through for your favorite YouTuber, or if you're spending 2 hours on TikTok, honey, you can take that same time and reinvest it into yourself. Whether it is going to the gym, prepping your food, or seeking out a therapist that is affordable, or even going to therapy. You know, it doesn't have to be in office. I do virtual therapy. I've been doing it the whole time, and I highly recommend. But at the end of the day, it falls in your lap, you know. And I know a lot of people may have limitations, physical limitations, whatever it is, but it's still, you could still try to be the very best version of yourself. Whatever it is that you can do, do that. Don't let yourself be the victim. Nobody here is a victim. We're not going to lay down and take it. And again, make sure that you are following people that are inspiring you, that are motivating you, not people who are, you know, watering that, you know, self-doubt, where they're continually like, you know, just saying, I'm failing, I'm not doing right, you know, and you're like, yeah, me too. But if she's failing and she's cheating and she's, you know, not cheating, but you know what I mean, if she's just making excuses for poor decisions, and she's allowing you to continue to make those decisions or encouraging you to continue to make poor decisions for yourself, that's not who you want. You want someone who's going to be like, hey, I see you. You're beautiful. You are perfect. You are a divine creation. But are you living to your fullest potential right now? Are you doing everything you could do to be the very best version of yourself? If the answer is no, then you already know what you have to do. Let's get up and get at it. There's no difference between you and me. I got fat again, and then I got unfat again. What's your choice? Do you want to stay, I hate to say fat, but you know what I mean. Do you want to stay down, or do you want to lift yourself up? It's your choice. This is your life to live. These are the happiest moments of your life. You'll never get today back again. That's it. You'll never be this young ever again. What are you going to do with it? It's up to you. I love you guys. I support you guys. I try, if you guys need me, I'm here. But please take care of yourself. Mental health, physical health, spiritual health. Pray on it. Meditate on it. Know that, you know, there are people here that love and support you, and we're all in this together. There is nobody here who hasn't been where you are at. We all have been there. It's just, the difference is if we're pulling ourselves out or if we're stewing in it. That's the question. What are you gonna do? Ball's in your court. See you on the next one. Bye, friends.
Well, miss, I guess I'll be on my way now.